Hello everyone, and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, Rakdos Sac. So it's very hard for me to try to play a Rakdos Sac deck without the cat sack combo, the cat pack combo, but I want to try it. So I tried to come up with an aggressive shell. Of course, I didn't come up with it. I looked through a lot of deck lists, and this is the one I settled on. It's kind of a mixture of what everyone is playing, which I think is fair. Rakdos Sac is a very good aggressive style deck. In the early game, we're going to have 4 Greedy Freebooter and 4 Spiteful Hexmage and 4 Clockwork Percussionist. 12 1-drops to make sure that we have something to play on turn 1. But those 1-drops are coupled with 4 Hopeless Nightmare to make our opponent discard. So there's actually, 16 temple plays on turn 1. That's insane. And also, I wanted to add in 2 more Ghost Vacuum as a potential counter play to all the graveyard synergy decks. Because no matter how quick we are, if we're going second and our opponent zombifies turn 4, we can't really fight through that. So that's why Ghost Vacuum is in the deck. I like it, but you know, it's justifiably something that you can remove and put in 1 more Final Vengeance and 1 more Torch. But that's the kind of idea for my active 1-drop. I also have some passive 1-drops, 3 Final Vengeance and 3 Torch to Tower. Both requires a sacrifice, either a creature enchantment or any bargain, and then we're able to either deal 3 damage and exile the creature and scry 1, or just exile a creature entirely, but at sorcery speed. So very good cards for the Rakdos Sac deck for sure, but what holds it all together is our turn 2 play. So on turn 2, we have 4 Nowhere to Run, which is a good removal against all those rat decks, all the crazy aggro decks that try to get ward, no more ward. And we also have 4 Disturbing Mirth. This is the card that makes all the Rakdos Sac happen. This card sacrifices an enchantment or a creature, and then draws us 2 cards. 2 mana, draw 2. Ultimately very good. Sacrifice an enchantment, you might see that as a downside, but we got a bunch of enchantments we want to sacrifice. Hopeless Nightmare, we want to sacrifice. The what's that called? The Curse token, from the Curse Roll token from Hexmage, we also want to sacrifice. We also don't care that much about sacrificing a Freebooter or a Percussionist, because sacrificing those give us additional value. So this is actually just sack a thing to get value and then get 2 more cards. That's insane. But that's not the only effect. We can also sacrifice Mirth later on, and if we do, we also get to Manifest Dread. Get more Freebooter, get more Hexmage on the board. That's real good. Then we go to our turn 3, and those are our win cons. We got 3 Braids and Arisen Nightmare and 4 Urbrass Forge. Now, a lot of people like to run 4 Braids in this deck, which I get. Braids is kind of how this deck wins, but I cut 1 Braid to put in 1 Rottenmouth Viper. If we ever get into a situation where we get a bunch of these 1-drops on board and we can't do anything, and even a Ghost Vacuum, maybe that's not doing anything, we can sack all of them to a Rottenmouth Viper and aggressively push out that way against decks like red decks, green decks, that does not have a go for the throw or get lost. They're going to have a hard time fighting this Rottenmouth Viper that makes him lose 4 life every time we attack, and it stacks, right? So the first ETB is 4 life. The next attack is 8, and then the one after that is 12. It grows really quickly. They can not lose the life by discarding a card or sacrificing a non-land permanent, but you know they don't want to do that. So yeah, this is a very aggressive shell, and there's 40 non-land cards. There's only 20 lands in the deck. Very low to the ground. So we got 4 swamps, 2 mountains, and then 4 Blackcleave Cliffs, 4 Blazemire Verge, 2 Restless Vents. These are tap lands, but they can deal damage, so that's important. And then 4 Sulphurous Spring. So we have all the lands we need. We really only need one or 2 lands to really win this game. 3 lands to get our ultimate win con, and that's all there is. And we'll be able to get 2 lands very easily, because that's how Arena rigged the Shuffler. So everybody gets 2 lands, and then once we have 2 lands, as long as we can play the Disturbing Mirth, we will be able to get our 3rd land. And having 3 lands is all we need, and that's the win con. And sometimes we can start sacking lands to Braids. If we ever get flooded, that's okay. Braids will still get us the wins that way. So the Rakdos Sac deck is a very strong deck, in my opinion. Now let's go into the games. Alright, our opponent is Sir Saucy. No, you're not. You're Sir Mono Red, probably. We go first. We got Nightmare. Yeah, good. Workable. Woohoo, wrong card. Nightmare first. You play a creature, we're going to Vengeance it. I can play a creature, right? Novice. Okay, I'm definitely playing the Vents here. The question is, do I Vengeance the Novice Inspector? Yeah, it's a Convoke deck. Let's Stop the convoking from happening. Convoking. That's good. I don't need another land. Get the braids out. Resolute reinforcement. Sack a land. He's not gonna sack his land, so he does. Whoa. Okay. Aggressive. Raid. So he needs to attack, right, with the raid. Hopeless Nightmare, discard a card. I don't want him to have this. Then I have to sack a creature. You know what? Let's go to Greedy Freebooter. I think? Yeah, I think it's fine. We'll go to Freebooter. We will not attack, because he has stuff to block, and then we're going to sack our Nightmare. Freebooter's good. Blackcleave Cliffs is not good. I have a Freebooter in play already. Yeah, let's just do it this way. Arabella. Do I need this in play? I have another Freebooter next turn, right? I think this is fine. He gets his 1/1, but that's what I was counting on. Take that out. Sack my Freebooter. I get a Scry. Ooh, a Percussionist. Get that out of here. I will get another Freebooter. If I attack any double blocks, how mad would I be? I'll be down to 1, 2, 3. I could just play the Rottenmouth Viper next turn. If he double blocks, he gets rid of his entire board. Not that bad for me. Yeah, he doesn't double block. And now I will sack probably the Freebooter. He's not going to sack a creature, right? What if I sack a land? Would he sack a land? He does sack a creature. Wow, okay. I was... Oh, I could turn the vents into a creature. That was why I was... Attacking creature gets +1 for 0. That's fine. You're not aggroing me to death here. So he has... What does this do? Top 2 card, and you may play them? Okay. Now I gotta sack Braids. I don't want to sack Braids. He doesn't... Does he gain life? What is he has? Oh, he has... Yeah, he sacked the creature instead of the other thing. So I could play the Viper by sacking the Braids. Don't think I want to do that. Goes down to 5. If I play the Viper here, he'll go down to 1. He has a lot of things to sack, so I don't want to give that away. still get a card. The Hex Mage is 1 mana for 2 things. Okay, that's a tap land, so he cannot case me. Good. I could have turned the Vent into a creature, right? That's 2 Hex Mage. How do I do this? He has an enchantment, so I don't know if it'll work. Yeah, he has everything but artifact to sack. Guess we'll attack first. There's definitely a chump. Okay, then we'll Hex Mage. Then we'll Hex Mage again. Then we'll Viper. We'll sack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Sack 4 costs 2, sack 5. Yeah, to discard a card or sacrifice a non-land permanent here. Now sack. Guess I'll sack Braids, right? Braids is probably gonna die from the case. Yeah, Braids is probably gonna die from the case, and he doesn't care about the lands. So either he sacks a creature or he takes more damage. Okay, he does sack a creature. So, Recruitment Officer, no haste. That's important. That's not the right one to target, by the way. Because if you target a Rotten-Mouthed Viper, I might not be able to block with it. Right? It's just 3 damage, I can still block. So I guess that's the right one to target, but he still has to attack. I need to top deck a land. I've been putting away a lot of lands. I do top deck a land. Cool. Alright, so this becomes a 2-3. And he has to sacrifice 2 non-land permanents. If he blocks here... Right, if he blocks here... If I block here, I don't take damage, I can live. And he has to sack 2 non-land permanents. Or he sacks 1 non-land permanent, and he doesn't die. And I can try to kill him on the back. If I play this, then he has to double block, or he sacks 2 non-land permanents. He sacked the case, he sacked the recruitment, or he sacks this 1/1 and kills me on the back. Yeah. Gotta do it like this. Right, because he could have sacked the 1/1, sacked this, just doesn't block. Well, he has to block the 6 damage. Yeah, maybe I should have attacked with the vents. I forgot the Rotten-Mouthed Viper also does damage. Alright, what is he going to sack here? Well, those are important cards to sack. Block the Viper. Okay. He's got 1 draw. What is he going to get? He's going to activate the officer. Could be important, right? He activates the officer. That's kind of good for me. What can he give for 1 mana, though? Oh, he can't play it. Alright, that's GG. I think he has to attack, right? But if he attacks, the Vents will block. I think that's GG, but he is definitely roping Saucy. Yeah, that's a GG. I get good play. I mean, we both had to kind of scrap it out, but I came on top. Alright, our opponent is Fupa. Fupa. Fupa is not afraid of us, so he's letting us go first. Well, Hex Mage into Mirth. That's a play. Let's go aggressive. Red. Swissphere. Alright. Do I attack for 3 or do I block? This is kind of tricky, right? Am I racing him like this? No. I don't need to race a red deck. So, if I make him play a... I mean, the Rage is just free, right? He didn't use the Rage. Hardfire Hero? Yeah. Gotta be very careful with a lot of these plays. So, I'm gonna throw out a Freebooter. I'm playing very passively, but it's very dangerous to play aggressively against this kind of deck. So let's try to trade. Monster's Rage. While it's on the stack, let's kill it. +3/+3, and it still dies. I guess you get to deal that 3 damage. Yeah, that... Sure. I guess. I could get the Forge out. How important it is to get the Forge out this turn? I don't think I want the Relentless Vents out, as it's not as important. And he has 3 cards, right? So maybe the Hopeless Nightmare is not doing much. I want to play on curve. So we'll put a Forge out. Then we'll play another Freebooter. So we took out a Rage and a Dreadmaw's Eye. Oh, okay. Two treasures. Freebooter, it can go. It's not that good. Second Forge. I have no cards to play on off the second Forge, right? I need to have cards to play. A Scamp? Okay. Kinda in trouble here, but I can make him discard his last card. Burn together. Wait, no. We'll play the Percussionist as a blocker. And we might have to sack the Hopeless Nightmare next turn. If nothing else, right? It's not great. I drew 1 card, but I want to block the Scamp. Before it gets too big, he wants to pump the Challenger, I think. Yeah, he wants to pump the Challenger because it targets. a lot of damage. Down to 10 already. I should have sacked it in response, huh? Yeah, I can torch. So, torch, bargain, kill the challenger, auto pay, sack the mirth. That way I get to manifest dread. Manifest braids. That's a card I like to keep on top, I think. Play the Blackcleave Cliffs. Turn Braids face up. Have to do it right now. And then I'll sack this creature. I don't think he's gonna sack a creature. So it will let me draw a card. What does he top deck here? He top deck his Forge. Alright, that's pretty good. But if he's just gonna go all in, I can still trade for his damage. He does go all in. Does he die? Opponent? Alright, I'm down to 6, but he's only at 10. So this is 4. This is 7. Not quite, right? Actually, do I have an enchantment? He does not have an enchantment. Opponent went too greedy. Do I really care about this? Why not? You're down to 1. Let me sacrifice, nowhere to run. You don't have an enchantment to sack, and you're dead. Ah, GG. Alright, our opponent is Tuds Naka. I don't know what that says. Words. Opponent goes first. Oh man. Why do I get to go first? It's a good hand. If only I got to go first. Well, I'm going to show you a very hopeless nightmare. Okay. Mono white control. Carrot cake. How do I fight mono white control? Forge definitely is a start. It's a lot of torches. I don't think it's that torches are that useful against the mono white control decks. Yeah, I put the vacuum in, no more graveyard decks. You know how the matchmaker works. Elemental. What? What is a Y elemental? Are they just trolling us? I guess it could just be trolling us because obviously we have no counterspells. Carrot cake again. He's got 2 cards left. Is it more important to get the Forge out or get his cards out of his hand? I mean, if his next card is just talent, don't think it matters. Wait, why didn't you block? Here's Caretaker's Talon. Seal from... Did that really just happen? Alright. I guess that really just happened. Hopeless Nightmare for 1 card. Put Nightmare for that, the car. Then we'll Disturbing Mirth. Sack the first Mirth. We'll draw 2 more cards. And we will hide a Freebooter, I guess. I don't think those don't matter. What matters is the Viper. He kept the Elemental for some reason. It's a lot of scry. A lot of scry and a lot of bottom deck, huh? Well, I could Rottenmouth Viper and play a land first. So I could Rottenmouth Viper and sack 4 things, right? But I want to be able to Braids an enchantment. Can I still do that? Okay, first of all, I'm gonna Braids anyways. So now Rottenmouth Viper costs 1. If I sack 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 4 things. See if he double blocks. I'll put out a Ghost Vacuum. I'll end the turn and sack another Mirth. Do I manifest the other Braids? Yeah, might as well. Because it's going to go into the graveyard anyways, if I don't manifest it. Wow, that top deck. I guess he drew it, right? That's why he was making a bunch of creatures to block. Exile your Overlord. That'll be pretty useful for me later on. Do I flip this? It's a Freebooter. If I don't flip it, it does kill things without dying. Alright. Let's play another Forge. Everybody in on Elspeth. Everyone, get in here. Triple block the Braids. Single block this one. Yeah, I'll quadruple block the Braids. So it's down to 2. He kills my Braids. I can just play a land here. And flip up the Braids. We end turn. We sack our 1 creature, and I sack this enchantment. I don't think he's going to sack the seal, right? Yeah, not sacking the seal here. Ooh, a Mirth, okay. He's holding on to Sunfall. I think that's what he's doing. But the Forge can still get him. If he Sunfalls here. You still get the Archangel. Actually, no. Not anymore, right? Not like this.
We fight together.
So we exile a Braids. So this will be 2 damage to the Archangel. Not quite enough. What else do I want to do? Play a 3rd Braids. Alright, the cops are after me. I don't think any of my creatures have haste, so we're gonna just Forge the Archangel before anything else. Oh, it takes the damage. That's interesting.
I will not be corrupted.
Mirth. Okay. Then I Braids again. Then I play the Hex Mage. Right, I play the Hex Mage. Let me do a little scry. Just a little scry. How many Sunfalls does he have? Seal from Existence. That really came out of nowhere. Nice play though. Create another 1/1. What else does he have? Overlord of the Mistmoor. Alright, that's a pretty big board. Gonna have a pretty hard time fighting through that. Suck up another thing. Anything in my graveyard I want to suck up? Sounds wrong. I guess they do die, right? I have a Percussionist. So I want to also play the Rotten-Mouthed Viper. Do I though? I could just Vengeance one of these. I think it's gonna try to kill Braids. But that means 2 creatures in front of Braids. 1 creature in front of Hex Mage, I still killed the Archangel. So yeah. He's gonna try to kill Braids. Okay. And now we play this. Sack 1, 2, 3. Sack 3. Pay 3. I get to manifest 1 card. I get to look at the top. And then you lose life. But this is going to play tapped. We'll end turn. Does he top deck a Sunfall here? Tap for 1. I don't know why. Is that elemental? I can't view printed cards. Oh, he sacks for draw. Okay. Yeah, how come I can't view printed cards? Oh, GG. Good game. Good game. We got through a mono white control. This is really grindy. Very grindy, aggressive deck. Funny enough. Alright, our opponent is Toronto Dump. Yo, Purple Man bad. We gotta go first. Nightmare, Nightmare, Forge, Forge. It's not great. But 2 Forges going first, I can't really turn that down. Look, we're a discard deck. Oh boy, okay. This card needs to get banned, like, immediately. Freaking trash meta with the 1,000 Heartfire heroes in every deck. Two turn inside outs he didn't want. I wonder what his hand is. Shelter by Ghost already. It's a lot of damage. We start by sacking that. Do you sack? Of course you don't. Okay. Nope. And nope. Well, he uses Shelter. Maybe he doesn't have any other pumps. Scavenger. Another Heartfire hero. Does he want to trade here? He doesn't want to trade here. That's good for me, right? So here's the thing, right? I could play a Forge. And... no, it doesn't really race because he has a life linker. Alright, it doesn't really trade because he has a life linker. And he has 2 cards, so that's already looking scary. I don't think I'm guaranteed to have a card I can play, so not doing this is probably wrong. Sack an enchantment or a draw card? Yeah, see, I would have drawn the land. That would not have been useful at all. I have 10 removals in the deck. I've drawn 0 of them. I've drawn 12 cards. Ember Heart Challenger, that's fine. I will fucking block that any day. Still nothing. Okay, at this point I'm starting to sack creatures, right? It's just gonna block the Percussionist. Yeah, I don't think I can afford the second Forge this turn. Can I? I don't draw any cards. I draw 2 cards from the Clockwork Percussionist. So since I have 2 cards I potentially can draw, that makes it a better, more enticing sort of play. Oh, he's gonna sack a creature. Okay. I still draw out 1 card then. It's a Rottenmouth Viper. That's a good card. It's a good card, but hard to use. Maybe he's going to be worried about the Viper. Here it comes. What does he have? Shard Mage. Alright, it's not trample. So I take the 3, but it's not trample. Yeah, I mean, like, with this amount of lands drawn, I don't think I was ever gonna win this game. Is he going to block with a Scavenger? He doesn't block with a Scavenger. So I will sack 1. That's going to keep a... well, what can I even get here? Sack 1. I sack a land. I could get Torch, right? That's the only thing I can get. Since I could get Torch, I will sack 1. Rotten-Mouthed Viper. I'll try to get a torch. It's not going to sack his land. It's not a torch. But it is a draw 2, which could potentially help. I can't even get the Heartfire Hero anymore. Unless I get a... what is that card called? I don't have it. It's nothing here. Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of removal in the deck. It's just such a struggle to try to draw it. 6 damage? Wow, that's aggressive. He's probably got another Shard Mage. Lightning Helix. We still trade, so even though it's bad, it's not the end of the world. I mean, the Rotten Mouth wasn't going to give me the game, right? So that was important for me to do. He does block. That's interesting. Okay, so I play a Hex Mage. Then I will sack this enchantment here. There's the Vengeance on a tap land. Oh man, I'm getting trolled. So I'm gonna put a Vent. I'm gonna end turn. Sack the Mirth. And also get a torch. Freebooter. I think it's fine. I think I can do it. It's gonna attack. I'll double block. Make him use a pump spell if he has one. Lightning Helix my Hex Mage? Sure. I'll even turn this face up for you. Ghost Vacuum. Nah, it's not very useful against this opponent. I am at 7. But guess what? 7 life is enough. I need 1, 2, 3... I need 3 mana, which means I could play a Forge, right? He's got 1 red, which is not enough. So I'll play another Forge. Target this, yes. Pay 1. Sack this 1/1. Ward 2, don't worry about it. I'll pay that as well. All your creatures gone, all your pumps are gone. GG. Your filthy Boros deck, get out of here. Go back to your Toronto dump days. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you've seen those games, how does this deck feel? I know that I said this is a very aggressive deck, but every one of those games did not feel like they were fast, right? Even though the deck does blow out aggression. The deck has a lot of aggression, but it has even more sustainability. Disturbing Mirth keeps getting us card draws as soon as we need it. Greedy Freebooter gives us a scry. The Torch Tower gets us a scry, and Clockwork Percussionist gets us an impulse draw, all of which can help us with our sustainability. And as long as we have these little fodders on board, Braids can sack them to push our tempo, make sure that our opponent has to interact with the things that we're sacrificing, or they're losing life. And what they may not notice is that the life they lost are what ultimately led to their downfall. Because when they're at, 5, 8, low amount of life, we start attacking them with their Forge tokens, and we start landing a Rotten-Mouthed Viper. And at that point, it's already too late. They either have to sack their board and die to our attackers, or take the damage from the Rotterdam Viper and just die to the life loss. And that's what I really like about the Rakdos Sac deck. Of course, it's very strong, it's very tempo intensive, but it is something that you can even win on the draw, which happens all the time for me. You know, I think I play, you know, on the draw almost every other, well, definitely every other game, but almost every game. I think about 30% of my game is on the play and 70% is on the draw. So this is something that you will notice a lot more as you play Arena, is that most people are on the draw somehow. Nobody's on the play. Who are all these people on the play? No idea. You've never seen them anywhere, but they are always curving out with their rats. And that's why this deck answers the rats. We get exile, or we got both exile effects, and then we have a lot of things to vomit on board to make sure that we kill them before they kill us. And yeah, every game I think lasted about 10 minutes or so, which is a pretty long game for aggro decks, but every game was a lot of interaction, lots of fun to play, and that's what I like about this deck. It's not just I play one card and I keep stacking that card and hope I win, but rather it's I play a lot of synergy, and I have to think about what I do every turn to make sure that next turn curves out well enough. It's a lot of math equations. And that's really all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.